Jeffrey Hagel Jr. Sorry about those dangle clacks. We'll be getting rolling any second now. Shout out to Jeffrey Hagel Jr. He's at work and he needs a shout out. Yes, yes. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to the Monday afternoon build stream here on the big GrimmGreen YouTube channel. Last week, we did some single coil bangers, you guys. I'll have that video linked down below, but we did some single coil bangers. We ran into a very rusted and gross Wotofo Serpent Mini, but that's okay because we're back today to do some more single coil bangers. This is RTA month here on the GrimmGreen YouTube, and for build streams, we're doing nothing but RTAs all month long. The first thing I want to say today, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Today's stream is dedicated to Jangles and his wife. May she rest in peace. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jangles. I love you, man. There's a lot of people here that love you, and this stream today, it's dedicated to you. It's dedicated to your wife. I'm so sorry for your loss, brother. I'm so sorry for your loss. But let's build something. Let's take our minds off things and let's build some things. And so I wanted to do some more single coil bangers because why not? Because, dude, single coil bangers are fun. They're just fun little easy RTAs to build. So like I have them all listed in the title of this video. It's focusing more on my dick butt Addy stand, but that's okay. This is the Gear RTA. We've had I've done a video for the Gear RTA. It's kind of a little single coil banger. So that's going to be in the lineup today, as well as this little number right here. Did anybody recognize that? Yeah, that's the SerpentElevate matte SMM. Here we got Dick Butt scooting around in the background. Just being Dick Butt in the background. Matte SMM SerpentElevate. You know, Matt makes good stuff. I think that's what I called my original SerpentElevate video was Matt makes good tanks. So we got the SerpentElevate single coil banger in the lineup today. We also have this guy. I have been chomping at the bit to vape this damn Pharaoh RTA again. Now, this is the Pharaoh RTA, not the original Pharaoh drip tank that Rip Trippers released. That he called it a drip tank, but it was really just an RDA with a real deep juice well. It's not that. This is the actual RTA Pharaoh. This is the Pharaoh Mini. Pharaoh Mini is going to be in the lineup today. And then lastly, we got the Juggernaut Mini here from QP Designs. When I'm going through RTAs, it's hard to pass up a QP Design RTA because they're just so effing good. So effing good. It's like when you think of RTAs, you just think of QP. You're like, oh, QP Design? Yeah. They just make stellar RTAs. So we got their little single coil banger here. This is the Juggernaut Mini, like I said. And to Neferon in the chat, it's black on black here, so it's going to be difficult to see, but there is an AFC up here, okay? Let's just start off with the Juggernaut Mini. I've decided we're going to do it a little bit different from last week. We're going to build and wick and fill each one on their own and then move to the next one rather than building all of them, wicking all of them, and filling all of them. That was just a nightmare for timestamps. Wow, that was I don't know why I make things more difficult for myself than they need to be. I also don't have any coils picked out for any of these yet, but I have a bunch of patron coils that someone sent me who I still have not heard back, but I have some coils in some, some prescription bottles, and then I got my Just Coils box here. So hopefully we can go through and find some decent coils to put in some of these. Now, despite these all being small single coil bangers, you can still fit like a really large coil in most of these, like 3mm coils easily. For anybody curious about the atomizer stands, there's a little Boba Fett. There's a little dick butt right there. There's Stormtrooper, ceramic Stormtrooper right there. Bearded Viking Customs down in South Africa. He makes these Addy stands. He's an all-around solid dude, and I use these Addy stands all the time. All the time. But here's what we're starting off with. QP, right? Like I said, their name is just synonymous with high-quality RTAs. Oh, Jet Jubilee. Yes. Oh, there you go. Mowgli, I'll show you up there, but that's not what I was going for. Neither are you, Addy Tooney. This one, the Zeus. I do have the Zeus and the Zeus Dual planned for future build streams. Okay, here we go. QP Design Juggernaut Mini. It's engraved there on the bottom. You can see Juggernaut Mini. I got number 211. So we can just unscrew the bottom. Here is the deck. And this is the only RTA today that I'm not going to be rebuilding. We're only going to be re-wicking the QP Juggernaut Mini because look at this coil. That's a cool coil that I don't know. Focus. I don't know who built this or where this came from, but it appears to be like a fuse Clapton paralleled with round wire. And I know that I'm not fancy enough to do a build like that, and I don't know where this build came from, and I kind of just want to leave that build in there. Because, hang on, I didn't set up any devices, you see. Can't set up a device. Can't set up a RTA without a device. Here, we're going to need to do a little bit of adjusting here, but that's whatever. I just think that's a really cool coil, and I didn't want to pull it out of there. So we're not going to pull it out of there. We're just going to leave it in there. But that's the deck. You can see right there, that's where your wicks are going to go. Touch the juice. You got 2 screws on this side. No screws on this side. That's where your airflow comes in. And then you have another wick chamber right there. So it's just a little single coil banger. And that's a real fancy coil that's in there. And again, I don't know who it came from. If you did this, you shout yourself out so I can give you proper credit. It does kind of look like something Kent would do, doesn't it? It does look like a Twisted Messes coil. I don't think it is a Twisted Messes coil, though. That's the problem. It just looks like it. All right. Glasses are coming off. We're going full Russian hacker in order to install this coil down here. Or install this coil. What are you even talking about? Wick this coil. Wick that coil. It's time to get some wet ass cotton up in here. That's a nice looking coil. Let me dry fire this before. How's that gonna heat up? Oh, beautifully. Dang, beautifully and quickly. That was a fast ramp up time right there. So here we go. Cotton in. Let's cut it up now. I'm going to do the same thing on these RTAs that I do in every RTA. I never thin wicks, so I'm not a wick thinner. If you want to thin wicks, that's kind of going to be up to you. That's like I guess that's more of a personal preference thing, but I'm just going to eyeball like, boop, like that. Kind of where I need to set these wicks down in there. Let's eyeball it on this side, boop like that. It's looking pretty good. Might be a little bit long on this side, but that's okay. Now I can't mic vapes it like I want to, so we do the push and press here. I need a better tool than that though. Let's use old Reliable here. Got to get those wicks down in there. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Looks fairly wicked on one side there. How's that look? Boom, that's gold. That's pure gold, I tells ya. I'm actually going to cut a little bit off of this side too, just because it's a little bit wily, a little bit out of control there, man. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me again. We're going to do single coil bangers this week. I think we're going to switch it up and start doing some dual coil bangers starting next week. There's a whole mess of RTAs. Rebirth, yeah, my vapes. Rebirth RTA that I wanted to rebuild and redo. I am content with this wicking. I think that looks great. We're going to be using, again, the same liquid, if I could find my bottle. Same liquid on all of these, Addy Tooney. Same liquid on all of these. And I apologize, I can't read the chat because my glasses are off. But let's put some liquid on this coil. Yeah, it's all ready. It's already vaping. Just going to get these wicks wet. Boop, boop. Vapors are happening. Now, the QP has this inner chamber guy that kind of rotates around. See how this rotates in there? And so you have to kind of line up your deck with that little hole. It fits in there perfectly. Then you can just screw this down. Boop like that. You can see wick over there, wick over there. Ooh, we're doing good. Now to fill this, it's a little bit of a wonky fill system. You pull up and that exposes a large hole right there. Is that too close? It's not too close. Pull up, it exposes the large hole. And then you can just grab it and fill it. This QP Juggernaut Mini has a juice mill capacity of 2.5 mils with the straight glass on there. I don't have bubble glass. I don't even know if this actually came with bubble glass or not. It's pretty interesting, the liquid capacities of all of these separate single coil bangers. You'll be surprised at what capacity is what. You'll be surprised how much that Pharaoh can hold. Honestly, I'm surprised at how much the gear can hold. Boosh. It is full. That's the QP Juggernaut V2. Really, we just did a quick, dirty rewick job on it, and I'm excited to vape it. So we're going to put this to the side so that we can vape it eventually. Now, the other ones are going to go a lot slower because they got to be built, damn it. They've got to be built. How's everybody doing? Hanging in there? That's what she said. I know. Just kidding. Let's see. Were there any super chats that came in? Oh, okay. No super chats. That's fine. No obligation for super chats. What do you think of the SerpentElevate next? I feel like this is a solid way to go. Except I need a mod to run this on. So let's grab a few devices. Let's run this SerpentElevate on this new Drag X Plus. I'm going to have a review of the Drag 3 soon, this week. This week, Mowgli. This week. We're going long? Oh, you don't know that. You can't say that for sure. Actually, I don't know why I screwed this on here, because what we have to do is take the deck out. Here's the SerpentElevate deck, postless deck design, juice catch cups right there, airflow in. Ooh, where's the airflow come from? Oh, I don't know. It comes from the top. That's where it comes from. It comes from the top. It goes in through that hole right underneath your coil. But now we got to build on this. And then we got to find a coil for this. I think we can go, I don't know, 2.5, 3 millimeter maybe? What fits in there? 3 millimeter coil will fit in there. Psh, 3 millimeter could fit in there, no problem. So I really liked these coils. Let's see if this one will work. Why not? I'm going to have to pre-clip these leads for sure. Yeah, we're going to have to do some pre-clipping, but I want to see if they'll span the distance. Because these SMM, these SerpentElevate, whoops. The SerpentElevate screws, the post holes are real small. They're not real big post holes. I don't know. They're looking small. Like I won't be able to get this lead in there, which seems weird for such a modern RTA. Okay. Can I get more crap on this little like 1 foot by 1 foot square on my desk? Yeah, the answer is yeah, of course you can. Yeah, okay. Nope, that's not going to fit in there. Sick. So, let's try some AJ Hollands. These should fit in here. Holland Coil Co. Still a little bit wide, man. Still a little bit wide, and there's no, there's not a lot of travel room down there. Still, sorry, it's focusing, I promise. I think that coil will fit in here. It's just a matter of doing some lead pre-clipping. I don't know with the depth on these. I should have watched Matt's review. I should have went back and watched Matt's review. So I'm just going to try to eyeball these coils into here. I'm just going to guess. I'm actually going to just cut these in half mostly. Let's see if that works. Let's see how close we got. Again, you know, I'm a big fan of just let your leads go fly off in whatever direction they want to. You can't control them, man, so don't even try. Okay, it'll kind of fit in there. I wish these weren't offset. The holes, the post holes are offset. One side's positive, one side's negative, so you can't just put two leads on one side. They have to span the bridge. But getting these wide-ass coils in here, holy shit. Okay, hang on. I'm going to have to go radio silent for a second because this is frustrating. Oh, my God. Oh, that's hyper frustrating because I unscrewed the wrong screws. We'll get this. And you know what? Who cares? It's going to take a little bit longer. We get a better vape at the end. If it takes you a long time to build an RTA, who cares? That's what I say. Who cares? Move at your own pace. Ooh. Dang. Whoa, that's close quarters, baby. I don't think this 3mm coil is going to fit in here very well. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just try it. You know what? What's the worst that's going to happen? You know, like what? We're going to have to reinstall this coil with a smaller coil. Okay. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by this, but the hoodie ain't lasting the whole stream. If you want to get your own ex-smoker Grimm Army hoodie, you can go to GrimmGreenMerch.com. I'll have a link in the description. We sell hoodies and all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, it looks like it's too big for this RTA. It definitely looks too big. Let's see if there's anything that can be done. That is ridiculous. That is too big. It might not be too big. This might actually work. Let's see. If it doesn't melt any Ultim or anything, or some like peak insulators, we might have flavor issues, but I can't imagine it's going to be that bad. Oh, it's glowing, baby. It's glowing. That honking 3mm coil that barely fits in here is glowing pretty evenly. I'm going to try to lift it up just a little bit. That is glowing. Oh, there's a hot spot since I moved it. Okay. Boom. All right. I didn't think it was going to fit. 3mm, dude. Totally fits. I mean, I wouldn't say totally fits, but it definitely fits kind of. I think for our purposes, this is going to be just fine. This is going to be just fine. Looks good to me. Does it look good to you, Eagle? All right. Oh, yeah, 60 watt dry fire. You don't dry fire your shit at 60 watts? I'm just kidding. I don't always dry fire my stuff at 60 watts. All right. Give me that end. Yeah. Serpent. Now, did Matt say that you need to thin these coils or thin these wicks out? I feel like not only do you have to leave these a little bit on the long side, like that, because it has a little bit of distance to go up to that coil. You need a little bit of distance on your wick, and I feel like we might need to do some thinning, but I'm not going to. We're going to do the pokey technique. Yeah, it's the pokey technique, and we poke it in. I'm just kidding. It's not called the pokey technique. I literally just named it the pokey technique. Yeah, this might need some hot wick thinning action. Well, there it is on one side wicked. This is so far, I feel like this is the most difficult of the three, just because there's a lot of distance that your wick has to travel down to your coil. Wicked on both sides, but look at that distance. That's a long way. I feel like that's a long way for cotton to have to push juice all the way up to the coil. Feels excessively long. But we're going with it. Look at that, dude. 3mm coil in the SMM in the Serpent Elevate. That's fucking cool. Yeah, it's vaporing. Yeah, it's vaporing. I have a feeling this would have been a lot easier to build if I had stuck to a coil that would have fit in here better. 2.5mm probably. And they're just wide. It's a wide coil. This is an AJ Holland 6-core Alien. So they're wide. Lots of many cores lined up all together. But same thing kind of goes for this RTA that went for the QP. Just have to screw this on. Boop like that. Same top airflow. And on the SMM Serpent or Serpent Elevate here, it's threaded. It's not a quick release. It is threaded up here. Just something to be aware of. Just going to blast some juice in here. Ugh. Grip strength. This is why you do grip strength exercises. Yeah, okay. Serpent Elevate, built and wicked. Out of all of these, the Serpent Elevate is probably the one that has got the most use and has probably been on YouTube the most. I think I've done the Serpent Elevate like 3 or 4 times for retro vaping back in the day. I mean, I've done it all. Okay, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny right there. That's what she said. So there we go. Serpent Elevate. No flooding, no nothing. Let's set that to the side. What do you want to do now? The gear. Let's throw some building action in the gear. So the gear has threaded top fill as well. It's just interesting to see who decided to go threaded and who decided to do like quick release stuff. It seems like quick release stuff was always the bigger trend. So the gear is just a little banger. Little banger. Little glass right there. Your little deck. Now a 3mm is definitely going to fit in here just fine. Right? I see no reason why it wouldn't. Let's put it on this. That good old V-Zone by E-Mask, or the E-Mask by V-Zone. Such an underrated mod, and I just love the crap out of it so much. Okay. Okay, AJ Holland. What do you have for me today? You think this one will work? 4-core aliens? I know you're a little bit smaller of a banger, but 3mm 4-core aliens, yeah, that'll fit in there flawlessly. Especially because I have to add a wrap to it, because as you can see, it's a little K-funny in that, you know, you got screws on competing sides here, so one of your leads has to be headed off in one direction, one lead has to be headed off in the other direction. What is it with me and build streams where I get here to the build stream and it's like I forget how to do anything. Like, I don't even know where my screwdriver is. Okay, crisis averted. I found it. So let's back off. Let's see. Let's look at this. Okay, so we're going to back off this guy right here. And then this guy right here. And we're going to screw down these guys right here. Kyle Cutter, that's very gracious of you, my man. Thank you for that super chat. Hey, man, big fan. Quick question. What is your favorite brand of handmade coils? Keep up the great work. Well, that's a great question, Kyle. I appreciate that. I will try to keep up the great work. Handcrafted coils, dude, there's a lot of really good builders. Here's what I'll say. I consistently use M-Turk coils. I find them to be of very high quality. I have made one set of coils last over a year. They're just really stellar handmade coils. I designed the Type 2 RTA to more or less, it was specifically designed to fit M-Turk coils, like his specs of coils, the 0.11s. I love them. I love the crap out of them. So one goes there. One goes there. Right? Hang on. Yeah. There's I forgot about the block that blocks these in. There is a block right here. No, not too much distance on that screw. Okay. Not too much distance on that screw. This might need... Okay, so first of all, I did the wrong screws again. God damn it. Again, what's the worst that happened? I just unscrewed the wrong screws, and now we can pick the right screws. And that's not me like telling you guys what to do. That's me just trying to keep my cool, you know? Trying to be like, look, this is fine. I meant to do that. I meant to do the wrong thing. I totally meant to do the complete wrong thing. This coil ain't fitting in here. There's no way. Holy shit. There is no way. There's not enough. Can you see this screw? There's not enough tolerance underneath this screw right here to get this clapped in here, to get this alien in here. And the screw doesn't come out much. Nope, that's the extent of it. So let's find a different coil. We're going to need something that doesn't have like multiple cores. 6 cores and 4 cores, that's too much. Too many cores. So let's dig into the coil box. Hi. What's up, Just Coils? We're going to go in the Just Coils and we're going to see what we can see. I think 3 millimeters. No, that's not going to work. They need to be, everybody uses too many cores. Everybody uses quad core. Yeah, look at these staggered fuse clapped. Look at this monster. Look at that coil. That coil is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Wasting time getting this out of here. Who you want to vape this? That's like impossible. What would you even install that in? That's insane. That's an insane coil. Misfit coils, corrugated ribbon framed. I think these could work. This comes from a company called Goose Coils, Alien Series, but I just need a single coil. And these do not look like too crazy and multi-core Claptons, that they might actually fit. Let's see. Oh, shit. God, that's going to be a tight fit, but I think it'll work. All right, not bad. It might be a tight fit, but I think it's going to work. Goose Creations. Goose Creations. Now, if I add a wrap? Is that going to be too much? Okay, well, the lesson that we learned again today is that I need to unscrew the other screws that I had originally unscrewed, but I originally thought were the wrong screws. Turns out that these were the right screws, just for the wrong coil, because before I was using the wrong coil and I had the right screws. But now I need to use the wrong screws with the correct coil. Does that make sense? Am I making sense to everybody? Am I making sense to everybody here? Really, the anticipation of vaping all of these is making me insane. I want to vape these so badly. Okay, yeah, see, that one went in great. Let's put it on this side. That one went in. That one went in. There you go. Little 3mm coil right here. All I'm going to do is, it's going to be obscured from view, but I'm just trying to center this. I get so carried away, I forget that it's not in view. Just trying to center this in here. And then I'm going to do that thing where I kind of center it and I hold both the leads with my fingers. And then we can crank this down. And then we can... Shit. Nope. What the crap? Okay, I got to keep the tool in there. That's okay. I am so sketchy on this coil right here. Super sketch on this coil. It's on the outside of the screws, which doesn't feel very secure. Just doesn't feel very secure to me. I just want these to be cranked down all the way. And see, the gear does that stupid fucking thing where when you screw down the screws, it pushes your coil. You see, if I tighten this screw down, it pushed my coil away. Happens every time. See, if I pull this over and screw this down, it's you can't see it. Shit. It pushes your coil. It pushes your coil all around. Damn it, gear. Damn it, gear. It's fine, Rising Phoenix. Appreciate you being here, Rising Phoenix. Look, if Rising Phoenix says it's fine, then that's all I really need to go on. I'm going to try to clip these real quick. Okay, they're tightened. Let's get some batteries in here. All right. I didn't see this one taking the most amount of time. The Pharaoh should be pretty quick, though. All right, let's see what we got. We're reading here on this V-Zone E-Mask. New coil, 0.27, okay. Hi, what's up? That's some super ramp up. Let's pulse. Let's strum. Let's get this going. You don't have to rate any. I feel like everything today has just been like a 2 on the rating system, you know? Come on, baby. There's a good chance these coils are a little too compressed together. And see, oh no, here it goes. There they go. There they go. Sometimes what can happen is, dang, that's glowing beautifully. That is glowing beautifully. Sometimes what can happen is when you have a small deck like this and you're trying to fit too wide of a coil, if you are compacting your coil together and the leads on the end are kind of, I don't know, pressed too far, it can sometimes happen when you're adjusting your screws and it's pushing your coil around, you know. You get a hot spot on both ends and then the middle just stays cold and doesn't fire. And it's because you're getting those intense hot spots on the end because it's compacting. It's like pushing your coil together. You need some room in there to dance. You need air in between your coils so that when you fire them, they glow evenly. No, that's too high. No one wants to run a 0.2 at 75 watts. Yep, glowing. Whoops, see? There's something weird in here. There's a hot spot happening. And I don't know if it's on the bottom. Yeah, holy fuck. That is a severe hot spot. Where's that happening? Where's that hot spot happening? I need some help here. Do you see that hot spot right there? Just flashing? Is that on the inside? That hot spot is just killing me. Inside, right? That looks like it's on the inside. And see, when it doesn't hit, it's great. But when that hits, yeah, I can see it happening. Still hitting. That could be that. I mean, this could be an example of exactly what I was talking about, that the coils are too compressed in here, and it's giving me a wicked hot spot. Bottom, Ian says it's on the bottom. I think it's on the inside. It's definitely right there. I can see it. Okay. I think I got it. I think that got it. Okay. Okay. Finally got that hot spot out. Wow. So there's a lesson in hot spots. Just keep working them. Keep working that hot spot out. You can get them all out. There has never been a time ever in my building life or installing coils that I got a hot spot that I couldn't get out. I've never given up and just ripped a coil out of an RTA or an RDA because of the hot spot. Can always get the hot spot out. You just got a new coil. All right. Just rip the coil out of there. Tap the deck. Tap the deck? You mean tap it like... like that? Did that help? Oh, look, that helped. Oh, yeah, that completely got it. Just giving you a hard time. Let's throw some wick in here. Ooh, that is nice and snug. Okay, again, doing no sort of wick thinning. This has, alternatively, this has the lowest distance to possibly go into the juice catch cup, or into the wick catch cup, rather. See, I just want that Pharaoh, man, and I'm upset with myself today because I've been saving a Pharaoh RTA that is white. I have a all white Pharaoh that I've saved this whole time, and it's just been sitting in the packaging still, just waiting to get built, and I should have grabbed it out today. That's one side wicked. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to rate it. I know it's a perfect 10, so, don't even trip. Don't even trip. Then we got the other side wicked. One side, two side. Let's apply some juice, and let's get on to our final RTA so that we can vape these. And honestly, I kind of want to rank these out a little bit. Same we did with the single coil bangers last week, is I just want to rank these 4. Should I try to I don't have the ones from last week still set up. All of them anyway. Obviously, the Serpent Mini got taken down, right away. Instantly. Yes. Boom. And then all we do, same exact thing that we've been doing. This is like a single coil RTA staple, is chimney top cap. It's all one piece. And then it just screws down. You seat your tank on there and you just screw this down. Now, the gear here comes with a straight glass and a bubble glass. This is the bubble glass, and it managed to get a little over 5 mils. Without a bubble glass, this is the craziest part. Without a bubble glass, when the straight glass is on the gear, you get 2.3 mils. 2.3 mils. with a straight glass. And with the bubble glass, it doubles it, right? It bumps it up to like 4.5 mils, I think. In the Pharaoh RTA, with the straight glass, you only get 2 mils of liquid. 2 mils of liquid. Comparing these two RTAs, the Gear has a higher capacity than the Pharaoh. The Gear has a higher capacity than the Pharaoh. And that just kind of blew me away. But we got the Gear. It's built and wicked and ready to go. These are all filled up, like I said, with the same liquid. It's on the V-Zone E-Mask. Finally, here we go. Do I have to do the whole thing as a Rip Trippers impression? Is that what you want? Ooh. Gear had good airflow. Should I hit the Gear real quick? Oh, shit, that's good. Okay, so last one. Let's hear it for the Pharaoh RTA. All right. Here we go, Pharaoh RTA. This isn't the drip tip it came with. This is a Hell Vape drip tip, but it's 810. It's got a same threaded. In fact, all of the RTAs today had a threaded juice fill cap. Now, the Pharaoh had this sort of nut that you had to take out, unscrew before you could take the whole tank apart to clean it. But I already did that, so we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to get the deck out of here. There's your adjustable AFC. Opens, closes, opens, closes. And then, ba-ba-da-ba, boosh. There's your single coil deck. It's, I don't know, it's Serpent-ish. It is much more Pharaoh-ish, like the original Pharaoh drip tank. Same idea. Clamps with screws. Clamps with screws, clamps with screws. We're going to be putting this Pharaoh on my favorite Voopoo Argus GT regulated mod. It's just one of the best damn things in the industry. Let's jump back to this coil that we couldn't use before. Is that an option? Is that an option? Nope. That's not an option. Okay, fine. Let's jump back to this coil that we couldn't use before, because now it might be an option. Is this the right one? Doesn't matter. We're going with an AJ Holland quad-core alien. This is a 3mm again. And then we have to get our leads going off in the correct directions. You know, one going one way, one going the other way, because it needs to fall into these clamps. I don't remember if these clamps were spring-loaded. Answer, yes. They definitely are. Damn, those spring-loaded clamps. I really, really liked the Pharaoh Mini RTA. I think that this is the best product that Rip Trippers has released. So we're just going to put one end in like this eventually. The other end goes in like this. Flawless. And you have that big surface, that big clamp right there, you know? You don't have to worry about getting caught by little screws or anything. You just have a big-ass clamp. A big-ass clamp. And that's what we all need in life, is our big-ass clamps. So I'm just going to tighten this one down, trying to keep this as straight as possible in there. Let's clamp that down, clamp that down. Who doesn't want some big ass clamps? Okay, and the great thing about big ass clamps is, damn it, man, you don't need to, you don't have to worry about it getting captured or anything. Like, we can just center this in here, and you don't have to worry about when you tighten it down if it's going to, like, mess with your coil or anything. It doesn't push your coil out of the way or anything. I'm trying to get it just as centered as possible. I just want this to be pristine. You don't have to worry about it fucking your coil up and pushing it around. It's great. It's a thing of beauty, really, these clamps. Okay. Now that we got it clamped, here, this side, does this side look prettier? Yeah, that's a perfect 10 install. Not even gonna, no questions asked. That's a perfect 10 install. AJ Holland quad core aliens. snipped. Let's get some batteries in here and let's see what we're resistancing at. I shouldn't be running out of batteries. You know, I feel like I should be fully stocked up with batteries, but I am not. I'm constantly running out of batteries, 18650s, and you know, my wife, whom I love more than any humans on earth, she recently got into this like, I'm going to have multiple setups, which is great, and I'm excited, and she's having fun, but now it's like, all right, she needs two 18650s for the Monarch. She needs two 18650s for the Hexome. She needs two 18650s for the Titan. She needs one 18650 for her billet box. And meanwhile, that leaves me, guess what? Not enough 18650s. Not enough 18650s to go around. So the solution is to either buy some more, which would be easy, or complain. And I'm going to complain. But there it is. There's your Pharaoh RTA. That is not a great looking install, but that's okay. Yep. That's fine. I like it when the batteries go in wrong. Completely wrong. All right, let's see what this got. Resistance 0.17. Let's see if it can get this to glow pretty evenly right out of the gate. No? Okay, some hot spots to work out. That's always the case. And if nothing else, I like looking at all of these single coil RTAs and seeing how much they do that's similar. You know? It's like clamps. Okay. Juice well, the same way. You know, they do the wicks the same way every time. They do the chimney like the same way every time. There's not original designs anymore. Everything's borrowed. That includes my own products. Like, look, I'm not trying to give myself a free pass. You mean to tell me that the Type 2 wasn't inspired by some old vape gear? It definitely was. Beautifully, glowing perfectly. Beautifully, perfectly. Now we just got to get some wicks in there. And then, I know it might seem weird, but we're going to vape. If I can find my cotton, we're going to vape all these. I'm excited to see how these shake out. I kind of already have some like a few preconceived notions in my head about what's going to happen and what's going to go down. But you know what? At the end of the day, you won't know until you know. We won't know until we can line all these up and taste them together. Taste them and vape them together. One thing I really love about single coils is wicking, because you only need to do it once. One coil, one wick. There you go. This dual coil nonsense. Dual coil nonsense. All right, we got some cotton in here. Yeah, coils are real firm. This cotton's real firm. Again, I'm not going to be doing any thinning of the wicks. How annoying. Look, we're going to do a poll after this. How annoying is it to watch a GrimmGreen build stream? I'm just moving stuff all over the place in front of here, just constantly, like nothing's in focus. It's just chaos on the screen. It's like, nope, this is just what a normal build stream looks like, isn't it? Just focusing on nothing. I'm trying to get better at this. But the wicks, we're just going to eyeball. How far down do those need to go? Pretty far down. Maybe like even like right there, pretty far down. Pretty far down. It's cool. I can't read the chat anyway, so if you guys are yelling at me or something, I just won't read it. What coil did he put in the gear? It was a Goose Creations. This is the coil that ended up in the gear right here, my man. Goose coils. Triple 30 gauge core aliens with 38 gauge over it, all nichrome 80.35 single. Oh no, these are series. So this is a 0.35 dual, 3mm. That's what's in the gear there, Michael Curd. Now for the wicking. We just got to do the lift and press. You know, I'm always going to wish that I was doing it the Mike Vapes way. But I'm just never going to end up doing it the Mike Vapes way because I can't. I'm bad at it. Okay, that's one side wicked. Looks pretty legit. Again, this is a perfect 10, so I already know that this is a perfect 10. What I might do on this as opposed to thinning out my wicks, because that's tucked in pretty firmly on both sides, I think I'm going to do this thing. I like to take my really, really sharp tweezers, and I end up just taking one of them, and I just go... It pierces right through, and you can kind of, you know, you make some channels, you make some air holes in there. Gives the wick some room to breathe. Gives some dancing room in there. This side is definitely wicked too full, too thick. Oh well. Let's see. I made my bed. Now we got to lay in it. Quite a distance on this one too. It's kind of like that. It reminded me of that Serpent Elevate. Got a distance marathon for your liquid to go from your tank to your coils. Yeah. Yeah, Vapors. Yeah, Vapors. Hey, I think I saw a super chat come in. Holy shit, there's a few. Well, let's get to those right now, you guys. Yo, Grimm, where'd you get those Addy stands from? I'd love to have one. Bearded Viking. We do, it's the Bearded Viking. I'll just leave this right here. Bearded Viking Customs. He makes these in South Africa. I will try to track down a link and put it in the description, but I don't want YouTube to get mad at me, so we'll see. Kyle, hey man, big fan. Quick question. What's your favorite brand? That's right. We did the handmade coils. I'm an M-Turk guy. Follow-up question. Can you tell me the main difference between Fused Claptons and Aliens, benefits of one over the other? There are not a lot, you know, look, this is a pretty contentious subject. There's not a huge difference between Aliens and Fused Claptons, okay? Really what you're looking for in wires is the amount of cores. More cores generally equal more crackle and more flavor. So the difference between an Alien and a Fused Clapton is kind of really just the way that it looks, and Aliens take a lot more skill and are kind of harder to pull off. Some people will tell you that Aliens have better flavor than Fused Claptons because there's more, you know, little crooks where coils can meet, I guess. I haven't noticed any huge differences. What I notice in huge differences in Claptons and Aliens is the amount of cores on the inside and what those core wires are too. You'll be adjusting your voltage or wattage possibly based on the resistance of those cores. So I know, Kyle, it can get a little bit overwhelming and confusing, but the good thing is you're out there asking questions, and I'm going to try my best to answer. Nathan, are there any dual 21700 mods that you would recommend? The only dual 21700 mod that I would recommend is the Bogan Odin. The original DNA 250C Bogan Odin. I got one. They're bangers. They're just bangers. I love the crap out of them. The ever-loving crap out of them. Got one more here from Sexy King Phil before we continue on with the Pharaoh. Trust me, Grimm, coming from me, your build streams are A-okay. If your camera can focus the way it always does, that's okay. Well, thank you, Sexy King Phil. Look, that's all I needed. You know, just a little encouragement. Just one person to say, hey, Nick, look, you're doing fine. That's all I need. But this Pharaoh is doing more than fine. This is some hot Born Identity crackling action. So, same exact thing. The whole tank goes on in one fell swoop. You can just thread this down. Boosh. Threaded down. We're going to unscrew this top. Just like that. And we're going to fill it up. And I promise you, I'm not lying. This is all verifiable on the internet. The gear with a straight glass has a bigger capacity than the Pharaoh with a straight glass, at least according to the statistics on websites. Everywhere I looked, they said the Pharaoh holds 2 mils with a straight glass on, and with a straight glass on, the gear holds 2.3 mils. I should have got some syringes and, you know, we could have done some science and whatnot and see really what holds what. 12 out of 12, 12 out of 10, Bob. Damn it, man. That's why I like you so much, Bob. Ohms too low. Let me ask you this. Your ohms too low? I'm just giving you a hard time. Boom. Boom. Holy crap, you guys. We did it. We succeeded. We have a Pharaoh. We have a Serpent Elevate. We have a Gear. And we have a Juggernaut freaking Mini. Boom. There's the final lineup. And it only took me a full hour to build 4 RTAs. Yeah. Full hour. That's, I mean... Hi, everybody. It's good to see you again. I have a long story about the camera I'm using, but I'm not going to bore you with it right now. But I will apologize for the way that it looks. Anyway, here we go. It's time to actually vape these. It's time to actually vape these. I'm anxious. I'm anxious. Yeah, Gear 2.3. So they say. I know, right, Michael? But on the same website, why didn't that add it to the thing? On the same website, they say that the Pharaoh is only 2 mils with the straight glass. So there's a 0.3. You think there's a 0.3 difference in capacity between these two RTAs, that this one holds more? Really, really bizarre. So because I already had a toot of the Gear, let's kick this vaping round off with the Gear. We put the, the goose coils in here. Fuse Clapton's 0.6 single coil. Really? All right. I'm going to unscrew this and rescrew it back down. About 15 minutes per. Is that how long it takes you, Ian? How long does it take you, Ian, to rewick an RTA from top to bottom? 15 minutes? Okay. Yep. This is a 0.6. 0.6 at 54 watts on the V-Zone E-Mask. It's the Gear single coil banger. Holy crap. That is just stupendous. I felt a little bit of liquid. I don't know where it's coming from, so I'm just going to wipe off this mod. The crackle from that alien is stellar. The flavor from that alien is stellar. The flavor from this Gear RTA is just stellar. That is a really good vape. You know, I always liked the Gear. I didn't love the capacity of it because when you're running this, even with this, a 0.6 at 54 watts, you're not like cranking wattage through it, but you still do kind of crank through quite a bit of liquid. Quite a bit of liquid. Oh, Coil, who simply calls himself Coil. The extension glass I have on the Pharaoh, spelled completely correctly, is the 4 mil. Okay, that makes so much more sense to me. I thought I was going crazy, but now that you mentioned it, the one we call Coil, now that you mentioned it, I do remember going back in my mental Rolodex to the review of the Pharaoh, and there was like a mini mode. This is a 4 mil mode. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you for clarifying that. Coil, the one we call Coil. Hope to see you again. It's just great. Do you hear the hot crackle action? Come on. Really good flavor. Dense, crackly, beautiful. I've always liked the Gear. I stand by everything I said in that review. The Gear is a banger. Now I want to try the QP because this is the one I've probably used the least. Juggernaut V2 is probably the one I've used the least. It's a lot more restricted than the other ones. And I mean, I just want to say this Gear, the airflow full open, it doesn't feel very restricted, man. It doesn't feel restricted. It's on the open side. Damn. Okay, I really like that. These have a lot to live up to. With the gear setting that precedent, this has a lot to live up to, but let's try. Yep, here we go. 0.37 at 55 watts. Substantially more restricted. Oh. Wow. Hyper crackly again. I don't know if I'm just getting lucky with crackly coils, but I've been getting a lot of crackly coils. A little bit more restricted than the gear, but it's smoother. The airflow is smoother than the gear, but it's much more restricted. The flavor compared to the gear, better flavor than the gear. I'm just going to go ahead and fucking say it. I think this QP has better flavor. The Juggernaut Mini has better flavor than the gear. Tastes nice. Tastes nicer. Tastes much more saturated. That is a really, wow, a good example of the stark contrast of the different levels of flavor in an RTA. I've never had it be that apparent to me. Usually it's like, oh, okay, that does taste a little bit better. This is like everybody could tell the difference in flavor between these two RTAs. That's kind of crazy. Wow, that Juggernaut Mini has flavor for days. Still good, okay? The gear still has good flavor, but man, that Juggernaut Mini. What? Flavor. Hi, welcome to flavor country. Juggernaut Mini. Compared to the gear, better flavor. Really super build deck, but maybe that I'm getting this really good flavor from that parallel build that's in here with the round wire and the Clapton. I don't know. Maybe, but I doubt it. Really good flavor. I don't know what QP's doing on the inside of this with like a reduced chamber. Looks real reduced, but man, the flavor on that Juggernaut Mini, banging, dude. Okay, that flavor's banging. What did I use in the jug? What's the jug, Dane? Remind me, refresh my memory of the jug. Let's save the Pharaoh for last because I have the highest hopes for it. And let's turn our attention to the Serpent Elevate. They call it the Serpent Elevate because the wick has a really long, path on it, and your liquid has to elevate 15 feet in the air before it gets to your coil. Just kidding. I'm giving Matt too hard of a time for this. 50 watts, 0.2. Smooth airflow. Smoothest. Let's turn on this airflow. How about that? Whoa. Okay. Fuck me running. The Pharaoh just emptied itself all over me. The Pharaoh just emptied itself all over me. It's all over everything. It's in my raccoon wounds. It's literally everywhere. And it's a slurpy mess. Okay, so let's troubleshoot this. Was it my wicking? Had to be, right? Has to be my wicking. It's not stopping. It's pouring. It's pouring out of here. You see the drips happening? This Pharaoh is... Let me try to get a few vapes on it before it completely empties itself. Let's turn this wattage way up. God, that's a shame because it's vaping so well. Damn it. Hang on a second, SerpentElevate. We're trying to vape this Pharaoh before it completely empties itself. Pharaoh leaking? Sounds about right. I know. I'm sorry. It's such a good vape, though. Really nice flavor, really nice airflow. Damn it, I wish I had wicked this better. Okay, in spite of my wicking, this Pharaoh is still baller. Really nice airflow. Getting a real crackle out of this. Let's stay hydrated, Hydro homies. Whoops. My hands are covered in liquid and my bottle literally just slipped out of my hand. Stay hydrated, Hydro homies. Okay, Pharaoh. Stop leaking. Okay, holy crap. I'm going to need to come back to that because that flavor was really, truly stellar. Now, let's turn our attention to the less leaking. Leaking like a truck full of dildos, Tyler. Maybe more than that. Is it possible to? I know. I thought the same thing. Brady, you son of a bitch. I thought the same thing. I thought I put too much cotton in the Pharaoh too. Turns out I did not. Turns out I just put way too much cotton in there. I cannot believe that that happened. Okay, let's talk about the Serpent Mini for a little bit. This far and away has the smoothest airflow of the bunch. Beautifully smooth. Let's see how that coil hands up. Hands up, 0.2. Let's go 55 watts. Let's get this liquid off my hands. Oh, I need to take a shower after this. Liquid everywhere. I mean, it's a tasty liquid. Damn, that's good. Okay. This is going to be hard to stack all these up against each other. SerpentElevate, smoothest airflow of the bunch. But as soon as you press the button, it starts feeling hollow. That's the only way I can describe this airflow. It's intensely smooth. It's just really hollow fielding. Hollow. Hollow. It's keeping up with the wicking though. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. Let's end this insanity and let's try to rank these in like a 1 through 4 type of thing. Okay? I'm gonna rank the Pharaoh high despite my wicking ability with it. I thought I wicked it too much. Apparently I didn't. It compressed it when you screwed down the top on the Elevate. It compressed it when I screwed down the top on the Elevate. It compressed it when I screwed down the top on the Elevate. Spit on your hand. Spit on my hand, John Q. No, I don't want to spit on my hand. Not a big spitter. I don't spit. I used to spit when I was in a rock band on stage all the time. Okay, Pharaoh. Let me give you one more shot here. In fact, I need to compare these 3 flavors because these are the flavor bangers of the bunch. Let's try the Pharaoh, the Juggernaut, and the Gear real quick. Wow. Okay. Let's rank these. I'm going to rank these, and I'm considering all of these, all components. Glass pinched the O-ring. Really? On the Pharaoh? Do you think that's what happened on the Pharaoh? Is that what you're telling me what happened on the Pharaoh, Mowgli? It's still leaking like crazy. I'm going to troubleshoot this Pharaoh right after this stream. I'm ranking the Pharaoh high, even though it's leaking like crazy on me, because I believe that leaking like crazy is a GrimmGreen issue. It is still leaking. Still leaking. Pharaoh's still leaking. But the vape from it and the flavor quality from it is high. Really hyper enjoyable, man. Fuck, that's good. Baby wipes, Bob. Baby wipes in your vape station. Damn it, that's a good idea. Okay, let's wrap this up. I'm going to rank these, you guys. Thanks for hanging out and watching me struggle to build. These are fun, and I just like having fun, and these are fun for me. because I don't get to do this enough. I spend too much of my time outside of the fun parts of vaping, and I only spend all of my time in the dumb, boring parts of vaping. So it's nice to be able to build. What you got, New Wave Dave? It's freaking metal as fuck when you spit on stage. It is. It's super metal. Plus, when you're doing vocals and stuff and you're sweating, you just, I don't know. I would always spit on stage. Everybody does it. Now, Metallica got shut down, or their show got canceled or something because James was spitting on stage. They made him promise he wasn't going to spit on stage. Try cracking down juice flow control. May not help. Probably will help. Oh, the juice flow. Oh, I see what happened here. Yep. We might be able to rectify this. Mowgli was correct. Mowgli was correct. This is not leaking because of my building. It's leaking because this is cross-threaded. Holy shit. That O-ring on the bottom keeps getting smashed. Am I putting this in incorrectly? No, that's correct. I can feel the first threads grab real nice, and then if I keep screwing this down, it feels like the threads are cross-threaded. Okay. All right, let's see what happens now. I'm going to close off those juice flows a little bit too at the request of coils there. So let's close off that juice flow. I think I solved the leaking, Mowgli. You helped me save the leaking problem. The problem was the O-ring on the bottom. I did not thread this down correctly, and the O-ring on the bottom got, and it was leaking out the bottom. Mowgli, thank you. I owe you one. Hit the Pharaoh with some Flex Seal. Yeah, just use Gorilla Glue. Just spray Gorilla Glue all over it. That'll stop it. Okay. Ranking time. First place. The first placed, what I think is the most rounded of these RTAs, delivering me easily the best flavor of these RTAs, and easily has the most restriction of all of these RTAs. It's the QP Juggernaut Mini. The flavor on this is undeniably superior, undeniably good. It's a banger. When I talk about single coil flavor bangers, I'm talking about things like the Juggernaut Mini. This is a banger of bangers. The flavor is just stellar. I could do without that. It's a little bit turbulent, honestly. The airflow is a little bit turbulent. But the flavor is undeniably good. Undeniably good. Second place, it's the Leaky Pharaoh, bro. It's the Leaky Pharaoh. No more taco. Stan, thanks for consistently making me crack up, bro. Pharaoh's in second place. Who saw this coming? It's just a damn good vape. Building this and vaping this makes me want to get out my white Pharaoh and just finally, once and for all, just build it and vape it. Nice restriction. Smooth airflow. I'm getting crackles like you can't imagine. The wicking is keeping up. And it is vaping like a monster. Monster. Third place is going to be the gear. Third place is a respectable place. It's a fine RTA. It's a fine RTA. It's just a little RTA. You know, there's so many like, be careful, like just so you're aware type of like buyer bewares with the gear. It's just small. It's just small. It's got a little capacity. It's a little banger. It doesn't quite act and perform like other taller, bigger RTAs, but it's got good airflow. It's got big airflow, probably the biggest out of all of these. Biggest meaning like most voluminous, most swooshy voluminous of vapor. comes from this. And the flavor, it's nothing to blow your nose at. It's real nice. Really enjoying it. And then look, Matt, I love you. The Serpent Elevate's going to land firmly at a respectable 4th place. Just because out of the ones I picked today, it's the 4thest placest of these 4. That doesn't mean that it's the 4thest place of all RTAs. It could be lower. I don't know. It could be lower. It could be higher, right? But it's straightforward. It's a single coil deck. Your cotton is real far away from your juice, and that's really kind of the whole bummer of this. More than any of these RTAs, this one lends itself to feeling like, oh, it's going to go dry soon. Maybe the next hit's going to be dry. Okay, it's not dry, but the next hit feels like it could be dry. That happens with the SMM, and I think it's just because the distance that it has to travel. Honestly, this Pharaoh is, I'm really glad that this Pharaoh is as good as I remember it being, man. Exactly, coil. It's a respectable last. It's a respectable. I mean, you're among some great RTAs here. I mean, you know, Wotofo going up against QP designs, like, you know, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out that maybe the QP RTA is going to be a little bit more enjoyable than the Wotofo RTA. I mean, that's just painting with a very broad brush, but in my experiences, QPs have been bangers. Maybe at the end of this RTA month, maybe in March, we'll just do all QP RTAs. We'll get out the Violator and the Gata and the Juggernaut Mini and the Juggernaut, and we'll just compare all QP RTAs. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap this up. Let me see if there were any other chats that came in there. Yeah, they did. Should have done the Serpent SMM. The Elevate sucks. Well, I was looking around for RTAs that I have, and I dug out a bunch, and I didn't dig out the original Serpent SMM. I just did the Elevate, unfortunately. The great thing is, a lot of these RTAs, I mean, I think most of these RTAs you can find around the internet for a pretty reasonable price. I can't imagine that the Pharaoh is going for much more than like 20, 30 bucks. I can't imagine that, like, yeah, exactly, Michael. I can't imagine that the gear's going for much more than like 20 bucks, 20, maybe 25 bucks here and there. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion, if you've never tried the gear, to just have the gear because it's a cool little banger. I mean, it's just a cool little RTA. Honestly, if you've never tried the Pharaoh, dude, I would recommend the Pharaoh. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I had one question here. Let's just answer this question real quick from Lord Ben Maza. Sup, Grimm? I have some questions regarding how to get better flavor on the Dead Rabbit RTA, the original with cotton balls. The original with cotton balls. The original Dead Rabbit, pull your coils off to the side a little bit and use some fancy wire. Use some fancy coils. Throw some multi-core aliens or some multi-core fused Claptons in there. Those always give you better flavor. Make sure that your wicks are tight. When you're pulling your wicks through, snug. Snug as they can be without pulling your coils out of whack. That's going to lead to better flavor. It's going to avoid, dead spots or dry spots in your wick. Hope that helps out. So, once again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Let's do the one final lineup. First place, Juggernaut Mini. Undeniably good flavor. Pharaoh is in second place because it's sick as tits. The gear is in third place because it's the gear. And in a very respectable fourth place, it's the Serpent Elevate. Damn it. That's my final ruling, and I stand by it. So thank you guys. Seriously, so much for coming out. I love the Monday build streams. I look forward to it on the weekends. I'm thinking, what am I going to do Monday? Let's do some build streaming. This is fun. Fun time for me. And so thank you guys for coming out and making it just a little bit more fun, Just a little bit more fun. Appreciate you guys being here. If you're here now, smash that like button. I would really appreciate it. I didn't see who it was in the chat, but someone said Steam Crave or QP. That is a difficult question to answer because They both make banger RTAs. The Steam Crave has made some of the best RTAs I've ever used ever, but the same thing can be said for QP. Like the Violator, easily one of the best RTAs I've ever used. Anyway, I love you guys. Be excellent to each other. Remember that no matter what no matter what anybody tells you, vaping is at least 95% less harmful for you than burning those deadly combustible tobacco cigarettes, you guys. So yeah, remember, no matter what is in your hand, let's keep on vaping, you guys. Cool? Smash that like button on your way out. In the meantime, be excellent to each other. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got a special guest on Tuesday Bro News Day. Really excited about it. We got Dr. Charles Gardner coming on. We're going to talk about nicotine. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Be excellent to each other.